Lord knows I need it.
You might want to leave here.
Mr. Williamson, you ready? Yes. All right, I'll call to order the Blythewood Town Council special call meeting in conjunction with the regular Planning Commission meeting at the Manor. Today is Monday, August the 7th. The time is now 6 p.m. Mr. Wilson, will you please call roll of the Town Council?
Yes, sir. Eddie Baldwin.
Present.
Rich McKendrick.
Here.
Sloan Griffin. Brian Franklin.
I'm here.
Donald Brock.
Here.
And then can you also call the roll of the Planning Commission, please?
Yes, sir. Malcolm Gorge.
Here.
Ed Kessler.
Here.
Erica Page.
Here.
Marcus Taylor. Ken Coleman. Jamal Mosley.
Present.
Bill Tomes.
have quorums in both bodies. Mr. Wilson, was today's notification and posting of the meeting agenda completed in accordance with state law?
Yes, sir, it was.
Thank you. Town council members, this is the agenda before you. I'll be looking for a motion to approve.
Second.
It's been probably motion seconded to approve tonight's agenda as presented. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Please let us all join Councilman Donald Brock for tonight's Pledge of Allegiance and invocation.
Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for allowing this body to gather to conduct the business of the town. Thank you for the sunshine after the rain we had yesterday. Thank you for a lovely ceremony yesterday with Purple Heart Day. We ask that you bless our town staff, our state, and our nation. We ask that you bless our first responders, our police, our fire, and our military, domestic and abroad. All these things we ask in your name. Amen.
Please be seated. Thank you, sir. And we'll welcome everyone here tonight and those watching from home. Thank you for attending tonight's meeting, and thank you to the Planning Commission for joining us this evening. Part 2 tonight is an appointment by the Town Council. Part A, a council member to serve on the Master Plan Design Selection Committee. Mr. Williamson, can you give us some background, please?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The June meeting, council approved the request for proposals for the master plan of Adoko Meadows Park, additional acreage. We have just received 5 responses for our request for qualification. We'll be reviewing and hopefully making a recommendation to council at the August town council meeting. The committee will consist of a council member, Paul Mascati, the president of the Adoko Meadows Park Foundation, and me with Rick McMacken serving as a non-voting member and advisor. So we're just seeking the council member appointment for this committee.
Mr. Mayor,
Please,
I'd
Councilman
like
McKinney.
to nominate our Mayor Pro Tem Eddie Baldwin for that position.
Any other nominations? Okay, we'll close that process. Do we have a motion? to
Move.
appoint him? And I'll second it. It's been motion and seconded to appoint Mayor Pro Tem Baltman to the Master Plan Design Selection Committee. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you, and thank you, sir, for volunteering. Part 3 tonight, action items. Citizen testimony regarding action items as the item is presented as always. Just signify you're willing to speak, and I will call on you. Part A, Abney Hills Phase 3 Bond Renewal. Mr. Williamson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Back in August of 2021, council approved the subdivision bond for Abney Hills Phase 3, and it's a 2-year bond, and it's up to expire on August 23rd. By the ordinance, 2 extensions are permitted for these bonds, and so I'm bringing this back for a request for an extension, although the developers have said that they expect for this development to be completed by October.
Council member comments or questions?
Second.
It's been probably motion and seconded to approve the Abney Hills Phase 3 bond renewal. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. The motion carries. Thank you. Part 4 tonight, open citizen comments. Anyone wishing to speak? Anybody sign up? Okay. Then we'll close the open citizen comments. And if there be no other business, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the town council portion of tonight's meeting.
Second.
Probably motion seconded to adjourn the town council portion of the meeting. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. We are adjourned. Over to you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. That must be a record.
It is.
So let me call the meeting of the Planning Commission to order at like 6 minutes past 6. Mr. Secretary, did you note that Marcus has joined us?
I did, I made the
Very
note,
good.
yes, sir.
Can you also confirm the notification and posting of the agenda?
Yes, sir, I can. It was posted.
Next item, item B, is approval of the agenda. Commissioners, you've had a chance to review the agenda in your packet, hopefully. I need a motion to approve the agenda.
Make a motion to approve as presented.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. The agenda is approved. And item C is approval of the minutes. And by the same token, hopefully you've had a chance to read the minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of 6/5/23? Thank you, Bill.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes are approved and may be entered into the record. So the action item tonight, we have two action items. First one is zoning text amendment. Mr. Williamson, would you like to set that up for us, please?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. So this is a process the town's been working on a while to get a intergovernmental agreement with Richland County to fully adopt their stormwater ordinances. As you know, the town of Blythewood is very small staff. We don't have stormwater professionals on staff, and Richland County has been doing the stormwater work within the town limits. Nevertheless, we needed a formal intergovernmental agreement. And so what this text amendment does, it just formalizes that adoption. Later, I will be bringing it to town council, the actual agreement that will also have to be approved by county council. But this text amendment just codifies that the town, for the portion of the town that's in Richland County, that it adopts the stormwater ordinances from the county.
Thank you, Mr. Williamson. Commissioners, any questions or comments? This is a pretty significant bit of legislation that we really need to follow. I believe the requirements are that we either follow state or county rules, or we have to implement our own system and policy and implement it, and that's really out of the question. So we really need to go ahead with this. So with that said, do I hear a motion to approve the zoning text amendment?
Make a motion to approve the zoning text amendment as stated here.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion? None being heard. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion is carried. Zoning text amendment is approved. Item B, this was a late addition to our agenda. Again, Mr. Williamson, we need to make a proposed change to our meeting schedule, but I believe.
Yes. So. Right. Yeah, so I tried to be on the ball and send y'all an email this morning to ask about Monday, October 9th, but then I realized after I sent that that's actually a town holiday. So Tuesday, October 10th, and so the reason for that, for town council knowledge, is that Scout Motors is expected to have its site plan ready for the Planning Commission review. Planning Commission is required to approve a site plan for a development that large. But the primary engineer for Scout Motors can't be here during that first week, and he's requested that if we can push that back 1 week. So what I'll be looking for is an approval for Tuesday, October 10th, at 6 p.m. for the Planning Commission meeting.
So how is that for everybody? Is that agreeable? We seem to be all in favor, so again, I'll have a motion to approve that action item.
I make a motion that the next planning commission meeting be October 10th.
It's not the next one, but it's the October one.
September. October planning commission meeting.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. You can accept that change of date.
Which is a Tuesday.
Which is a Tuesday, that's right. Yep. So, action item 3, any other business?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Just want to remind the Planning Commission that, and I've sent y'all an email earlier, August 17th is a midday workshop with Kelly McCormick from Kendall Keys Collaborative, who is rewriting our zoning ordinance. And for those who cannot attend, I understand, and I will send you everything I can ahead of time. And if y'all have input in that ahead of the meeting, I'll certainly make that known. And we will also have that streaming. So for those who can't attend, hopefully y'all can at least watch it. But just wanted to remind y'all since that's coming up quick. I'd set it 10 a.m. Is that good? Yeah. Okay. We will have lunch provided. I'll send out a more formal invitation so you have that on your calendar. That's all I have, Mr. Chair.
Right, thank you, Mr. Williamson. Action item 4, open citizens' comments. Mr. Bailey.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I had the opportunity, well, most Fridays I go to Blythewood Wine and Cigar and have a good cigar. So I'm up there, and citizens of the town are saying, what is the town hiding? What are they hiding? I said, what do you mean? Well, they won't tell us how much they're spending on legal fees. I said, oh, okay. Well, let's look at it. I said, maybe they've got 3 different entities serving as a legal counsel. I guess he's not here today. Well, anyway, they got 3 legal entities that they're representing them. I said, that's got to be a normal cost. That's got to be an enormous cost. Because when I was a mayor, it's $500 an hour. And I guess I'm uniquely qualified to talk about legal activities or legal types of litigation that goes on within the town. Because we had a similar situation. In as much as that when I became the mayor, the previous town administrator was relieved of duties and consequently sued the town. And I said, okay, how much have we spent in this, right, doing this? And at that point, I think we spent maybe about $65,000 or $70,000. I said to myself, this is ridiculous. So I instructed the town administrator, reach out to the previous town administrator and find out how we can resolve this. And so we were able to resolve it for $16,000 because projected on what we were spending for council, it was going to be in excess of $100,000. For over $16,000. I said, I don't know a lot, but I do know math, and I know 16,000 is much less than 100,000. So consequently, I said, I'm not committed to do that. I'm not going to pay. And at that time, we only had one counsel, one legal counsel. And I said, look, you need to find out, talk to their counsel, and say, look, what's it going to take? They said 16,000. Let's get this off the plate. And then they asked, one of the guys that was sitting there smoking a cigar, he said, well, why would they do that? I said, I don't know. I cannot be called upon to be able to give any input on why they're spending all this money on legal fees. Then why are they hiding it? Why are they hiding it? I don't know that either. I said, maybe it's Operation Bigfoot. Maybe you have a better chance of seeing Bigfoot than getting the amount from the town council and what they're spending on legal fees. I said, it's clear to me they're not good stewards of the finances for the town, unless there's some other underlying reason. And more specifically, as the mayor, I said, look, we're not doing this. We're not gonna spend this money. This money is being spent frivolously for no reason. And so last time, at one of the meetings, they asked, and the mayor said, tell them how much they're spending to the town administrator. In 24 hours, the response was, well, legal says we shouldn't tell you that as part of our strategy. I'm like, what friggin' strategy is that you can't tell how public funds are being spent? What kind of strategy is that? And I'd have said, look, if I was the mayor, I'd have told the attorney, look, you come up with another strategy that allows me to be, to be able to tell what the amount we're spending on legal fees. That's an unacceptable strategy not to be able to answer to the citizens of the town when they request this. But that's just me, So, those types of discussions, and I had a similar discussion with Councilman Ballman 10 years ago, not about fees, but about him running for council. So those are the types of gatherings that people come and they talk about what's going on with the town and why is it going on. I just want you all to be cognizant of the fact that people are watching, right? They're asking questions. They might not be asking you all questions, or you're not telling the right answers or what have you, but they're interested. How is the money being spent? It's kind of like Jerry Maguire. Show me the money. And until then, and I think it's a bigger problem, because the council members don't know, that means the mayor doesn't trust them. And if I'm a council member, which I was at one time, I'm not trusting the mayor. So now, what does that mean? We got an organization that lacks trust in each other. They don't even know. And then they voted to say, hey, if in fact, if we're correct, Councilman Brockman, you're going to pay for everything that costs the town. I thought that was humorous.
Me too.
But in fact, what occurred, what I would have said, well, look, if you lose the case, then you all pay individually. Because I have found out, even with my son, bought him a car, crashed the car. And I said, okay, no problem. You'll never get another car from me. And I noticed that when he did get a car, he took better care of that car because it was his money. And once your money is involved, guess what? People care in terms of what they're doing and what they're saying. Well, when it's someone else's money or the government's money, oh, let's just do this. It's no big deal. It's not my money. And I think this is right, and I don't care how many people think this is wrong. And I think, from my perspective, that is not good leadership at all. It's kind of like, let me give you a small vignette if I could. I was a battalion maintenance officer over in Germany, and I was in charge of maintaining all the equipment of the battalion. And the equipment had to be at 95% at all times. Well, at this particular month, we were at 84%. My boss comes in and sees me and comes in and says, hey, look, I need you to change that number to 95. And you know me, have you lost your mind? This is a legal document. But he thought that I was going to prostitute my morals and values because he said, well, if you don't change it, the boss is going to get relieved, which means he's going to get fired as a battalion commander. And I told him, I'm sure going to miss him, but I ain't changing it. So I just think that, once I saw that he lacked integrity, I never trusted anything he said ever again and challenged everything he said in terms of questioning him in detail. And I think we don't have that we don't have people asking the right questions, or at least we're not getting the right answers. So it's on you all. It's only if you're concerned about integrity, honesty, and being forthcoming. I mean, if you're not concerned about that, continue to hide. Thank you.
Are there any further comments? In which case, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn this meeting of the Planning Commission. We have a motion to adjourn. We have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. The meeting is closed. Thank you, commissioners. Thank you, everybody, for your attendance this evening.
So